Why are we letting Freddie go when we loved motorhoming so much? Hello people of the internet. Well, first things first, look. I'm back by the window. And you know why, don't you? Because I have moved my work desk out of my craft room. Yeah! Anyway, this is my 2024 goals and plans, or plans and goals for 2024. Oh, it's so nice to be facing this way again with this full window lighting up this entire desk. I didn't realise how much light was blocked out of this room with the big computer monitors there. Anyway, hello people of the internet, happy new year. This video is my plans and goals video, as I've already said, for 2024. And really I should be colouring something or diamond painting something or something. So, yeah, let me get something. This will do. Let's use a bit of this. Let's grab the first one in this. Oh, look at her. Lovely. Let's do a bit of her. What's number 8? Red. Let's get a red pen. And we can potter while we talk. Woo! Oh, the desk moves now. There's no weight on it. Red pen. Right, here we go. And where are my notes? What have I done with my notes? Oh, I'm useless. I've got so many books around me, I can barely actually move my chair in near enough because I have started to declutter. But hey, let's not start there. Let's start at the very beginning. I've just actually sat and watched my video from last year because, oh look, this pen doesn't work. How interesting. Dried up pen. You know what we're going to do with that? Let's grab rose red. Interesting that that's dead already, isn't it? Anyway, I have just been watching my goals and plans video for last year, for 2023, and I was really surprised because I hadn't watched it since I made it, and when I was planning out the things I was going to say, I realised I'd said all of them last year. So all the things I had planned for this year, I planned for last year as well, which is a bit of a worry. It did feel like the year went really quick. And it does when you get older, I think. The years go quick when you get older. But it just felt like all the things that I was like, okay, this year I only want to work 4 days. And this year I want to do, you know, whatever. When I watched the video back, I was like, oh, I wanted to do that last year as well. Which makes me realise how fast your life is going. It's like a whole year has passed and not much has changed. Or has it? I don't know. Let's go back and through some of the things that I said last year. So one of the things that I said I wanted to do last year was I wanted to improve my health. And I wanted to walk, this was wishful thinking, 2 to 3 miles a day. I think I was doing all right until I got COVID. And then when I got COVID, it knocked me out a bit. And also, this was the thing as well. I started off the year so well. I was getting up in the morning. I was taking the dog for the walk. And then some mornings I couldn't because it was just too busy at work. And, you know, it sort of became more often that I wasn't doing it than that I was doing it. But my goal for the year was to walk a mile. As long as I did a mile every day. And I actually decided to sign up for the Conqueror 2023 challenge last year, and actually put in it that the miles that I wanted to do was 365 miles, so 1 mile a day. Now I know that 1 mile isn't anything, it's 25-minute walk if you're a slow walker, but to consciously do a mile a day, which is what I wanted to do. I mean, I generally do more than that every day, but to actually leave the house, press the button on the Map My Walk app and walk at least a mile every day was what I wanted to do. So I wanted to, because I've got such a sedimentary, sitting on your bum job, I know that I need to make the effort to walk more. So I did that. I bought this, I signed up for the Conqueror 2023 challenge, and I set it all the way back to be, it's got a big B on it. Lovely. I set it to be 365 miles. And then I made the conscious effort of every day to log at least a mile. And interestingly, I got to claim this medal. I had walked 365 miles by October. So I completed my what I had set as my goal in October, which was great, which means I did more. But I didn't know how much more until I checked on my phone. And my phone says from January to December 2023, my average walks per day, or my average mileage a day, was 1.32 miles a day. A million steps, just over a million, 1,116,000. Yeah, so every day I walked 1.3 miles, which was like, that's pretty much it. Well, I mean, my goal was 2, wasn't it? But there were so many days where I was working 12 hours and wasn't able to walk that it was great to get anywhere near it. But it's like, what is that? What does that work out? 1.32 miles a day for 365 days. So 1.32 times 365 days, 481 miles. So I walked 481 miles last year. So I've signed up again for the 2024 challenge. And this time I'm planning on doing 2 miles a day. Now, like I say, most days I do actually walk more than that. This is conscious walking. This is not just walking around the house. This is not just walking to Tesco's and back to get a pint of milk. This is leaving the house in my walking boots or trainers and going for a walk. So with the dog or whatever. So I have an app called Map My Walk on here, and this is the only thing. That was my walk this morning. This is the only thing that feeds into that Conqueror Challenges thing. And I start this when I leave the house. I go for a walk. I come back again. So it's all these conscious walks that count. Counted towards this medal in 2023, and will count to my medal where I'm hoping, well, to do 2 miles a day in 2024. So one of my goals last year was to walk more. And as much as I didn't get quite to 2 to 3 miles a day, I got to 1.32 miles a day, 500 miles, which is great. Keeps me active, doesn't it? Keeps me a bit active. The other thing that I can't believe I said last year was that I wanted to work less. I wanted to work a 4-day week. I can't believe this was a year ago I said this, because it hasn't really fully come to fruition yet. But I thought I only said it in summer. I never realised I said it in the video a year ago. I guess it was really wishful thinking back then. So in August, was it August last year? 1st of August 2022, I took over another manager's job on top of my own one. So I was wearing 2 hats. Well, 3 if you count looking after finance as well. But let's just call it 2 hats. I was wearing my own hat, which is operations manager. And I was wearing the service delivery manager hat temporarily while we recruited. And then I realised there was so much that needed changing that I just threw myself into that role and just put whole new processes in place. We recruited different people than we thought we would need. I got one of the guys who, I mentioned this guy last year, he got trained up. He's now service desk manager. We took on a project manager. We took on a couple of more senior engineers. And I have managed to impart a lot of my work across these different, I've got a matrix where it says, instead of it just being like one manager doing this and one manager doing this kind of thing, it's spread across team leaders and managers, and it's a much more scalable system. And I didn't realise how long that was going to take, how much the process changes were going to take. I'm going to sneeze as well, hold on. Oh, bless me, excuse me, big sneeze. But yeah, that's really come to fruition now. Only probably in the last month has that come to fruition, where in December I started taking Wednesdays off. Now, don't get me wrong, throughout the year I had the odd Wednesday off. We went out in the motorhome. We drove to somewhere on the Wednesday. I would then work from home in the motorhome on the Thursday and Friday, and we'd have a long weekend somewhere. So there was definitely less work. There wasn't less work because I worked some crazy hours last year, but there was more flexibility in my working week, which was great. And now this year, It is set in stone that I have Wednesday off. It is, the calendar's changed for 2020-24. I work Monday, Tuesday. I don't work Wednesdays. I work Thursday, Friday. I have 44 people that work in my team, and I now have like, well, I actually, everyone, they've all been pushed down a level, and I've only got 5 managers. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 managers that I look after, and they all have, you know, people underneath them, so it's much better. And I've also changed my job title. I'm now head of operations. It's actually head of operations and service delivery, I think, rather than operations manager. And it's great. I have literally, to be honest, it feels like all I've done last year is work, which is probably about right. But hey, it's got me to this position now. And so let's move on to hobbies, because obviously that's why you're all here. You don't care about my life, really. So I did not do as much colouring as I wanted to last year. It was most days impossible to do anything to do with any hobbies, really. I slip an occasional jigsaw on. I did some pages when I went away in the motorhome, or when we was away for a weekend in a house or a cottage or a week or whatever. But really, most of my time, most of my brain space was basically working. To the detriment of, you know, hobbies, to the detriment of I really need to go to the dentist and I need to get my finger out and get to it. And I've got to do a bit more of that this year. Now all my ducks are in a row at work, and I'm able to step back a little bit. I'm gonna spend some time on myself, look after myself, a lot of self-care. Now, if you saw my video last year, you'll see that we bought a motorhome last year. So I'm just going to put a little bit of footage in here for you to see what happened with the motorhome kind of thing. So yeah, I'm just going to put that in here.
I'll leave you with it.
Thanks. So this was Freddie that we bought last year. We even bought a personalised number plate. He's an Auto Trail F68, and in October last year we came down here to Cranham's in Essex, and we bought this brand new, cash, unregistered, and we picked him up on the 1st of March. And then all throughout spring and summer we went out in him. In May we had an awning fitted to him because we was enjoying him so much, and we travelled around, and I worked when I could from the motorhome. And now, today, we're letting Freddie go. Let's have a quick look inside before we let him go. So, there's the umbrella, the Auto Trail umbrella that it comes with. And the whole time we was away, it never rained, so we never needed it. There's this little step, there was a little button there. Whoop. Whoop. And that's what makes the step come out. And this was Freddie. And here we are inside. Now, Freddie is a rear lounge, and this area is a rear lounge and a bed. It can pull out and make a double bed. But me and Hubs, we used to basically take the cushions off and sleep with as 2 singles. You then have the kitchen area here, which was a 3-burner hob. Ding! Beautifully and clean. And a sink. Ding! Here you have the big double long fridge. Ooh, there's a freezer in it as well. And here was the very spacious bathroom. Oh, here's me. Hello! Big shower, toilet, sink. And then here is the cab, and then here is the wardrobe. But why are we letting Freddie go when we loved motorhoming so much? Now, one of the problems was this area is the only sitting area, and when the weather wasn't so great, I would have to work from here. And there's a table in this cupboard here, and we used to pull that table out, and that table takes up this whole space. So I could be sitting here working, and Hubs would have to either be sitting here curled up watching me work, or sitting outside. So it did feel like it was just a little bit too small. We've taken the telly away, we've taken our clock down, we've taken all our little badges from where we stayed all year, and I am here to say goodbye to Freddie. One thing I forgot to mention, this cupboard was my colouring cupboard. This used to be full of all my pencils, not all my pencils, but pencils and pens and colouring books. That was the space I had to keep all my colouring stuff in. So we really had a lovely time in Freddie last year, travelling around. You know, some days it would just be nice weather and we'd go, well, let's just go somewhere. And we would, you know, throw a couple of meals in the van, load up the dog, a couple of pairs of t-shirts and shorts, take my laptop with me, off we would go. You know, drive for an hour, 2 hours, go down to Dorset, whatever. And it was good, we was really enjoying it. But there was just the fact that I couldn't work in the van, like there wasn't enough space to work in the van, meant, you know, I had this kind of little bit of a dream where we would load the van off and go off for a month or 2 months, and I would be able to carry on working in the van, you know, like almost like I had a mobile office kind of thing. And it never really come to fruition, mostly because well, mostly because there wasn't enough space in the van. Like I show in the video, there really just wasn't enough space in the van. So it just felt a little bit like it wasn't going to work. And at one point, you know, I'm getting to the stage where we're talking about retiring early. Mortgages all paid off, all good stuff like that. And I then realised that I could give up work and not worry about working in the van, or something else. And what is the something else? I mean, 2019, I did my 2020 goals, and that was to move to the seaside. And then the pandemic happened, and what happened there? We didn't move anywhere. So yeah, I was got this sort of like crossroads of, you know, do we keep the little motorhome and just, you know, carry on with it and I work, or do I give up work totally? And then, you know, the realisation is, at the end of the day, I work for a company, I get paid, I don't have to go into work every day, as in, I don't have to go. I mean, I worked in the city for years where I had to get on the tube, go to the city, come in from the city, Holborn back every day. I don't have to do that anymore. I do have to, you know, sometimes go into the office. At the moment, we're doing a lot of training in hotels and things like that, just moving around, you know, where people are situated. And it's like, I was chatting to my boss about things, and he was like, well, the good thing is nowadays you can work from anywhere. You can work from anywhere. So that's when we decided. And this is why we have upgraded. Yes, we traded him in. We traded Freddie in for Ronald. No, it's not Ronald. What are we calling him? Roland. Now, he's not registered yet. Whoop. We can't pick him up until the 1st of March.
Well, we can, but...
We could, but he'd have to be registered on a 23 plate. And we want him registered on a 24 plate. So yeah, let's go in and see Roland. Ooh, I just heard the door click. Now, number one, I can't open the door. Number one, no step and a wider door. Oh, how exciting. So that's in. The first thing you see is much more space. So this is a roller team, Auto Roller 746. And here's the dinette. Here's the kitchen. Here's the toilet and shower room. And here's the rear lounge. We do like a rear lounge. So the rear lounge is pretty much the same. It's a little bit shorter. We won't be able to sleep this way on it. We have to sleep transverse, which is how we're supposed to sleep in the other one. It has the same number of cabinets up here, apart from they're a whole lot solider inside, and I've got a really nice mechanism. Lovely. And so then up this end, so obviously you've got the kitchen, so there's all the cupboards, there's the kitchen, there's the fridge in this one, there's the dinette, there's where the microwave and TV will go, and there's a big overhead bed. And one of the things that we really like is, this is actually 6 berth as opposed to our one which was 2 berth, is when you're here, just look how deep it is. So yes, we haven't given up motorhoming at all, we have just upgraded. Woo, woo, woo. So yes, we've bought a new motorhome. Cannot believe how lucky we are with buying the motorhome. So last year we bought Freddie, and we took some money out of our savings and we bought Freddie, and then in October we went to the caravan show again, and we looked around and we saw the roller team 746 auto roller, whatever it's called, and we loved it. We fell in love with it, and we just was like, this is the van that you could load up for 2 or 3 months and you could just go off. I mean, this year 2024, we want to do go back up to Scotland and do some visiting of some of relatives and bits and pieces up there, and we can do it in this van. We can do it in this van because I can work in this van. You know, I'm going to set up an area to work. My husband can sit at the back. If the weather's great, he'll be sitting outside. It's just going to work so perfectly. And how lucky were we was the fact that last year we bought the van. I think we paid 65,000 for it or something like that. And this year to buy the same van would be 69,000. They've gone up £4,000. And so we talked to the company about trading it in, because our one's got a personalised number plate and we had an awning fitted, and they offered us basically only £5,000 less than we paid for it last year, which we could probably sell it for a little bit more than that, maybe 62 or something, but they offered us to trade in, so we traded it in, and we've basically bought Roland, who is a beautiful roller team. So we're really looking forward to that. And so this year there's going to be more mobile working, less of being in the house. I'm really looking forward to that. So yes, and hobbies is what I was going to talk about next. Obviously I have started diamond painting, which I'm really enjoying, but I'm not going to get into diamond painting, as I'm not going to, I'm not going to collect a million, what do they call it? They call it something. Inventory. Let's have a look at my inventory. I've got 175 canvases or whatever it is. I'm not doing that. That is just not something I'm going to do. I've got maybe, I don't know, 7, 8, maybe 10. But whatever it is, they're the only ones I'm going to keep. I'm not going to buy, well, I am going to buy any more if I complete more. I've already completed 2, or is it 3? 3 now, 3. So I'm going to do those 3. I'm just going to work my way through the ones that I have, and I'm enjoying it. Not going to do anything. Not going to do diamond painting channel or stick and chats or anything like that. I'm just going to do it in the background. Might have little haul bits now and then. Colouring. I'm still going to do colouring, but I am decluttering. One of the things I did before Christmas was the Great Christmas Giveaway, and I gave away over 50 colouring books. And also I know I'm rambling all over the place. I can't remember where I've just gone to have a look to see how much money I spent on postage during my Great Christmas Craft giveaway. And it's about just under £90 that I spent in December sending books and pens and freebies, and basically I wanted to declutter some of my books and some of my pens and some of my pencil sets. And I could have listed them on eBay, and I could have listed them on Vinted, and I could have sat there and waited for £10, £20, £5 to come in. But I decided that I wanted to give back to the community, and I was quite happy to spend some money on sending it out. I didn't want anyone, I wanted the stuff to go to people who maybe didn't have so much colouring stuff, maybe was only just getting into colouring. You know the spiel if you've seen the videos. You saw the video. And so I did. People nominated people, and I was going to sort of do 12. I was going to do 12 giveaways, and then I think I had something like 20 nominations, and I went through and I was matching people with books. You know, I didn't want to send someone who's, you know, into really nice little intricate pencil drawings a cheap colour by number book. So I matched everyone, I think relatively well. You know, I contacted them on Instagram, and I think I got to 21, 22, and then a couple more sort of like responded late and all that. And in the end I sent over 25 parcels out. Some of them were just a colouring book or 2 colouring books. Some of them were, you know, huge boxes. I mean, I sent someone 2 boxes of the Arteza paint markers. You know, they're £50 each, kind of thing. But you know, I wanted the stuff that was leaving to go to places, to go to people. You know, if I gave it to the charity shop, it's just going to sit in the charity shop, and you know, a kid might pick it up or whatever, and you know, it would go, kind of thing. But I wanted it to go to other colourists. Colourists who would go, oh, these are Arteza pencils, or these are whatever, who would really, you know, part of the adult colouring community. I wanted it to go to part of the adult colouring community, and it was a manic. I was going to say a week, but it was a bit more than a week, because it was like I was packing 6-7 parcels a day, and on my lunch break I was running down to the post office and hoping there wasn't a queue, and it's Christmas, and of course there was a queue, and you know, sending out huge parcels. There was a couple of parcels that weighed nearly 5 kilos, quite a few parcels that weighed 2 kilos, because what I was doing was filling up boxes, and when it reached 2 kilos I was sending it out. And yeah, so over 25 parcels went in the end. Cost me over almost £90 on postage. And I was really surprised how, you know, some people were just lovely. You know, someone sent me a bunch of flowers, and that was Emma. Emma, if you're watching, and I know you probably are, thank you for the flowers, they were lovely. And other people sent me really nice, tagged me on Instagram and sent me really nice thank yous. But some people didn't respond. Some people had responded to my DMs, and they had given me their addresses, and I talked kind of through with them, you know, kind of what things they liked, and I never got a response from them. I mean, and I sent everything tracked, because, you know, we are in the world that we're in. Which meant when people didn't tell me that they'd got their things, I was like really worried that, you know, the parcel would have been stolen off their doorstep, or they just hadn't got it, or it hadn't been delivered. So every day I would track, you know, these parcels and think, have they got, oh yeah, it did get delivered. It was delivered 3 days ago. But, you know, I was a bit surprised that people who got boxes of things, people who'd been nominated, people who I'd had conversations with, didn't say to me, oh, your parcel's arrived, you know, just to tell me it arrived. They don't have to say thank you. I mean, it would have been really nicer for these people to say thank you, but some people didn't even tell me they'd arrived. And some people I had to sort of chase and say, did it arrive? Did it arrive? I'm a bit worried. Did it arrive? Kind of thing. And then eventually come back and say, oh yeah, sorry, it arrived. Yeah, kind of. And I was like, oh my God. I was just really surprised how, you know, if I sent out 25 parcels, that only 15 people said thank you. Right? And the people who said thank you, you know, they tagged me on Instagram, they sent me DMs, they sent me flowers, but just how few people, you know, that's quite a high percentage of people that didn't even really, you know, someone sent me £30 worth of colouring books, great. Just weird. I just found it really weird. But anyway, it's done now, you know, as I say, over 50 colouring books have left my stash, pens and pencils that I didn't want, so that's done. And I'm not sure I'd ever do a giveaway again on my channel. Maybe if I made people pay for the postage, but then I didn't want to make people pay for the postage. I wanted it to be here's something nice from me. And I don't know, I expected, when I was a kid, right, if you got sent something, you used to have to say thank you, you know. You know, my aunt used to send me the most craziest things, and, you know, like a macrame book. I was like 7 and I received a book on macrame, and I still had to write a thank you note. Dear Auntie Mary, thank you very much for the book on macrame. And it was just a polite thing to do. So I don't know whether it's a young people's thing, or it's just a thing, or whether it's just people. I don't know. Anyway, so that was that. So with regard to decluttering, I had a bit of a head start in the new year, but decluttering in the new year. I'm doing everything. I'm starting again. I have another channel that I started when we picked up the motorhome last year called Life's Journey or Life Journey. I'll link it down below. And there's only one video on there, which was the day we picked up the motorhome. But I'm going to do my house declutter again. Not that it's got really bad, but I have had a year where I have focused primarily on work. And that means kind of lots of stuff has gone by the wayside. Lots of stuff. So my house, I'm just about keeping on top of it. My husband, you know, he cooks the dinner most nights because I'm still working. He's not as... He cleans, but he's not like me cleaning. So, you know, sometimes when my family was coming around for Christmas, I went into the spare room and I was like, oh my word, this needs a good clean, you know, changing all the beds and dusting all the corners and all that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff has fallen by the wayside. And when I was cleaning, I was looking, thinking there's still stuff to go in this house. So I want to loop around again. So in 2024, I'm going to do a decluttering series of the house again. It's like revisiting what I did 5 years ago or 6 years ago, whenever it was. Might be 7 years ago now. I don't remember. But anyway, I'm going to redo that again. I'm going to do that on the Life's Journey channel. And then hobby-wise, yeah, I'm still colouring. Yeah, I'm still diamond painting. This room's going to be decluttered. I'll probably keep the craft room decluttering on this channel. But the scrapbook cupboard, which I'm probably going to be putting a bit of footage here so you can see it. So the scrapbook cupboard is going to be decluttered, and the art cupboard is going to be decluttered, and the bookcases. You know, I want less stuff. I mean, here's to less stuff. And what's my word? What is my word for 2024? Well, there's been a word that's been around for a very long, long time, which is journey. And you're always on a journey. You're always going somewhere, whether you're on a decluttering journey or an art journey or life's journey. And it keeps ringing around in my head that this year is the year that we load up the van and we go on some good journeys. And so that's my word for 2024 is journey. Yeah, just doing a little bit more stuff for myself, decluttering, get rid of stuff. Still going to be making videos. Still going to be making videos on this channel. Still going to be making videos on the Life's Journey channel. But yeah, just being more present, I think. Being more present and less worky kind of thing. Definitely less work. Definitely less work. On the road to retirement. On the journey to retirement now. But like I said, if I did say, you know, what other job am I going to do where the company that I work for is actually encouraging me to work from the motorhome and go, yeah, just go off, go. You know, there's a guy who, one of our clients, I nearly said his name then, which I really can't do. But anyway, he works solely from a motorhome, and we have meetings with him, and we go, oh, hello, let's say Trevor. Hello, Trevor. Where are you today? And he goes, oh, I'm here, there, and everywhere. And when we got our motorhome last year, my two bosses, who are very adventurous, you know, the two directors of the company, they was like, oh my God, are you going to be travelling all the time? We're going to go, oh, whereabouts, you know, are you today? And I was like, yeah, that's the plan. But it never really came to fruition because that van was too small. And that's the plan for the van this time round, that there'll be more travelling around, more working from the motorhome, more where are you today kind of morning meetings kind of thing. So that's definitely the plan. Looking forward to that. Definitely there's going to be more journeying around. So anyway, I have no idea what order I have just rambled this on in. It was supposed to be decluttering, working, health, work, hobbies. Oh, that's the other thing. As always, I'm starting the year on a no spend. I have enough stuff with knobs on. I don't need any more stuffs. There is one book that I want to buy in the coming year, which is the new Crystal Vogel's one. That's the only book that I can see on the horizon that I might be tempted by. I think I might even not buy that straight away, because if I'm not colouring a lot, I don't know. I'm into diamond painting at the moment. I know. I didn't think I would be, but hey, I'm enjoying it. Anyway, I have rambled enough. Happy New Year, people of the internet. I hope you all have a very healthy and happy 2024. And here's to less stuff, and more journeying through life and enjoying it. It all goes so fast. We have to grab it by both hands. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Hello, people of the internet. It is 6:15 on Sunday morning, the Sunday after I've just done the great Christmas giveaway, and this is what my room looks like. Look, even the art cupboard is open, but I was pulling out stuff to give away, and there's packaging material everywhere, and there's books that I was going through to pick the right books for people. But yeah, that's my work desk. Look, it's covered in colouring books and stuff. My shelf's not looking too bad, to be fair. But yeah, I've got up nice and early on this Sunday morning because I've got to get this straight. I've got to go back to work, which is there on Monday. I've been out the office. I've been out in the office. That sounds weird. I've not been working from home for a few days. Yeah, so it's time, isn't it? And to be quite honest, it's also time to start the great craft room declutter again, because now I've given away, it was 40 books, and then I gave away a few more, so I think it's about 50 books that I've given away. 50 colouring books have been given away, over 100 alcohol markers, 4, 5, 6 packs of pencils. Yeah, just lots of stuff has gone, which is why my room looks like a bomb's gone off with stuff everywhere. So let me start. Let me start by saying this is where it starts. This is where it starts. In the new year, I'm going back to minimalism a little bit, because before the pandemic I decluttered all my house and this room was lovely, and then I started hobbying again and went a bit mad, like I always do. But yeah, in the new year, the art cupboard's being decluttered. I was going to say that's being decluttered, but to be quite honest, that's really thinned out at the moment, because I've just got rid of quite a few colouring books. The scrapbooking, that's the scrapbooking cupboard there. Let's squeeze my way past my porridge. Porridge. Scrapbooking cupboard is there. I don't know what this is. Printer, journals, stuff. Just stuff. Yeah. It is. This is the room of shame now, and it's time to declutter. So I don't know when you're going to be seeing this. You'll probably be seeing this as part of a Let's Start Decluttering video, or I might just put it up. I don't know. Don't know when you're going to be seeing this. It could be 2024 already. If so, Happy New Year. But right now, on December the 10th, I think it is. Yes, I am going to tidy up this room so I can work here tomorrow. Wow. Okay, see you anon.